Hello, good evening and welcome to JoyNews Prime with me, Pius Kojobaka. We are coming to you live from our studios here at Kokombimle. We're also live on DSTV channel 421, Go TV channel 125 and around the world on myjoyonline.com. Coming up in this bulletin, political scientist cautions that the NPP's move to grant amnesty to suspended members risks emboldening misconduct within the political party. Also in this bulletin, accident victim support group is calling on state authorities to step up efforts to reduce the occurrence of road accidents. It's one of the hottest songs from Black Sherry's Iron Boy album, Sacrifice, on Showbiz A to Z's new music lab segment. Kwame Dadzi and his guests dissect the song in a full postmortem. We have details of these for you. Please do stay on. A look now at our stories. The Nkosuohemaa of Amansan Tamfo Namasika has launched a tree planting exercise to reclaim degraded lands destroyed by illegal mining activities. She says her decision to take up this role was influenced by the community's strong advocacy for environment, especially as a farming hub where water and agriculture remain central to the survival of the people. More in this report.
In Asaman Tamfoi, the newly appointed Nkosuohemaa Ama Bimpoma I has taken on the challenge of reclaiming lands degraded by illegal mining through a tree planting initiative. Her decision to lead the project, she says, came after careful research into the community's needs, given the fact that the area has become a Galamsey hotspot. The tree planting project was not just about restoring the lands, but also about building awareness.
Without food, proper water, we won't survive, and too many of our lands have been damaged, and I saw that this community was trying their best to ensure that, you know, they maintain, they are stewards of the land. So I saw that they were trying to maintain their stewardship, and so that encouraged me to, to come to a community like this. We did see some areas, for example, where the three rivers meet further down the road where Asamang comes together with another town. We saw the changes, and I've heard about the changes over time and saw how these rivers have been affected.
The chief of the area, Nana Osaberima Kwameko II, praised Ama Bimpoma I for her leadership in the Reforestation initiative and pledged community support. He anticipates that the farmlands will be fully restored in 3 to 4 years, supporting agriculture and preserving resources for future generations.
She's started very well and keeps on doing what she has to do. Now that we are going into reforest the land, I think in about 3-4 years' time, everything will be okay with us. The farm could be used and everything will be in its order for us to use again.
General Secretary of Grassroots Future Alliance Foundation, Bernard Kwesi Boampong, emphasized the foundation's active role in environmental protection.
I'm very, very sure and then optimistic that the government of the day would partner with corporate bodies, institutional bodies, NGOs like the Grassroots Future Alliance, and then hit back against this national canker, and we can see results in no time.
A targeted plan is underway in Asaman Tamfoi to restore mining damaged lands through tree planting and sustainable farming. The tree planting project has so far received 1,000 seedlings out of an expected 3,000. With support from Zafia Arts, a group that blends creativity with advocacy, the initiative reached out to the community in a unique way. They walked through the mining-scarred sites, spoke to residents and used storytelling to raise awareness, hoping that the initiative will bear results.
Political science lecturer at the University of Ghana, Dr. Asan Sante, says the new Patriotic Party's decision to grant amnesty to suspended members risks undermining discipline within the party. His comment follows the NPP's decision to restore members who had been sanctioned or facing disciplinary proceedings for misconduct. According to him, while this move is a normal political process to foster unity and reconciliation within the party aimed at boosting numbers, it risks emboldening misconduct.
In party politics, institutions count a lot. So one would have thought that if people go contrary to the rules of the game, you obviously have to walk them through the legal process, and at the end of the day, if they deserve sanction, you sanction them. But I also know that as part of constitutional processes, you can also grant amnesty, and just to tell them that go and sin no more. It's also within the framework of the law, because if you don't want to give punishment, you can give amnesty, and that is also normal. Remember, in politics, it's a game of numbers, so you always want to have the numbers at all times to support you, and that is why I'm sure they are doing that. But the downside of it is that when people are able to be giving such reprieve, there is always the tendency for others to emulate them and also do what others have done, and they expect that they will also be given amnesty. That is the difficulty about amnesty situations. But apart from that, it is normal and it's within the framework of every legal jurisdiction.
The NPP, we know, has, however, placed a 2-year ban on reinstated members contesting elections. Dr. Sante describes this as a fair compromise, offering reconciliation, but also limiting the political benefits of those reinstated in the short term.
They have stated in their release that even though they've given amnesty, those individuals would not contest until the 2 years period elapse. So I think that is the limit to which they can go. You have wronged the party, for which reason you needed to be gone through a process, and if you are not able to meet their requirements, you are sanctioned. At the end of the day, they said, look, go, we are forgiving you, go and sin no more, and that you will not be able to contest for the next election unless the 2-year ban is what exhausted. That, for me, is a fair point, and it must be respected as such.
Okay.
Special aid to former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, Dennis Miracles Abuaji, is calling for the scrapping of the position of Presidential Envoy on Interfaith and Ecumenical Relations. Speaking on Newsfile, he questioned why taxpayers' money should fund a role he says only duplicates existing responsibilities within government. According to him, if such a position is necessary, government should be transparent about it. Now, he argued that with the Ministry of Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs already in place, any interfaith concerns could be addressed through a dedicated desk or unit within the ministry.
Honorable Evans, free and credit position should be scrapped. First of all, I don't think there's any reason why the state should be spending money on a presidential staffer to be playing that role. The government should be clear. If you want to secretly appoint a deputy minister or a minister for religious affairs, do it. But don't hide it under a different cloth. We have a minister for local government, chieftaincy and religious affairs. If anything, that's his job. He should have a unit or a desk in his ministry. But if you have a whole presidential staffer in the caliber of Honorable Evans, a free anchor, to be doing this and to be moving around with pastors and prophets all over the place, what is the use of the ministry? You know, and that's the point we keep making about the NDC pretending that they are reducing, number of ministers, but they are using covert ways to appoint so many people. Because if it's a presidential staffer, as we hear it, then he is at least at the level of a deputy minister. So you may as well just announce him as such, but that's notwithstanding.
Interfaith coordination, that's an important office.
But you have a minister for religious affairs. It's not an office for prophecies.
You
have a minister for religious affairs. I agree with you. I'm saying that you have a minister for religious affairs. So if you want to appoint another one, do it. Don't tell us you've cut down ministers and you're appointing people at the same level of ministers to play roles that you could have done. But let me come to the substantive matter. So I've heard him actually use 1 Thessalonians as a basis for the approach. In fact, he quoted 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 20, which says that do not treat prophecies with contempt, but test them all. Hold on to what is good. I watched the banter between him and Nkosuohemaa on Metro. My only challenge I have with Elvis's position is that, you see, the Bible talks about testing of prophecies, but that's a spiritual exercise. It is not a carnal exercise.
He's an intercessor, you know that.
It's a spiritual exercise. Now, in this exercise of spirituality, I mean, you can reference 1 John 4 verse 1. It's not a governmental function. This issue is bringing up issues that are theological, practical, and even constitutional. You cannot use human systems and structures to control prophecies. That is a big problem. In fact, he's right, because even Jeremiah speaks about false prophets. And Jeremiah raises serious issues about how a lot of false prophets have gone into the world. But there's nowhere in the Bible that he refers to that says that government can control or censor prophecies. Indeed, even in the Bible, at the time when there was an attempt by some governments to control prophecies, you know what they did? What they did was that they used that to control the people.
Well, Elvis Sifri-Yankra clarified that the office was established to handle a range of responsibilities.
I got my appointment letter about 2 weeks ago. Yeah. So people haven't heard about the appointment, people didn't know about it, people didn't know about the office. So that alone was a problem. And then when the statement came out, we did not define the office, because that was not the purpose. And so for good reason, maybe some people felt that, an office has been set up solely to collect prophecy. That's why you saw all those memes and all that. But I took it in good faith as part of the others of the job. But importantly, the office is meant to coordinate with all the various religious bodies, Christian, Muslim, and other faiths, and to help foster unity and oneness in the country, both locally and across the sub-region. And unfortunately, within this period when the country is grieving, you have situations where people say, well, we foresaw it, but we couldn't get access to officialdom. Okay. And can you imagine, my name is my brother, well, close. Somebody says, look, I tried to call him. I saw the videos, whether it was really before. He says he saw it. Maybe, bro, Charlie, this is before we hear. Maybe go by road or something. We wouldn't be here today. So it's within that context that we said, look, if you have a prophecy, so it's not all prophecies. It's not even all prophecies about state officials or even the president. We're saying that those that are sensitive and delicate, there's nothing strange about assessing the prophecy, whether there is substance in it, because some definitely will be chaff. There's a lot that is coming that is chaff, complete bogus, that will be thrown into the dustbin. But there may be a few that may have some substance, and then you, if you need to speak to the people for further clarification, you do that. However, we had a crisis on our hands. In the midst of this, when families were grieving and were all traumatized, they are telling us that there's more going to happen. More planes are going to fall. More, and then people think we should just leave it and allow it to go as business as usual. Respectfully, I disagree with us. People can disagree, but I have a very strong view about this matter, that there was a need for this intervention to bring some order, so that people will not say, we saw it, well, we didn't have the opportunity. We are giving you the opportunity so that if there's a need for us to do something about it, then we will do it.
Have you received any so far?
Oh, plenty. Oh my goodness. There's somebody who is a dedicated volunteer who is, and then...
Can you put a number to the number of...
Oh, I don't want to, but it's plenty, believe me.
More than 200?
Oh, it should be more,
500?
Like I said, I don't want to play the numbers game. Okay. But what I'm saying is that, by and large, 70, 80% is not of no substance. Okay. Then you look at the rest, the 20%, and then you sift through, and maybe 2, 3, 5% may deserve some further probe. Okay. So it's not a full-time job or office that has been set up solely to receive prophecies. That's not how it works.
Away from that, the founder of the Accident Support Foundation, Reverend Cyril Crabb, is urging state authorities to step up efforts to curb the spate of road accidents. He's pushing for practical and preventive measures such as durable road construction, regular maintenance, and a change in public attitudes towards road use. Reverend Kraft stressed that Ghana must move away from reactive responses and instead adopt policies that give equal attention to preventing crashes and supporting victims. Now, this call comes after yet another fatal accident at Isuboy near Suhum on the Kumasi-Accra Highway on Saturday, which claimed 5 lives. Take a listen.
Isuboy, Chichamante, Suhum, there's one more place, Chichire. 2001, then it was a single lane. So when we came back from Sweden in 2021, where we went to study on road crashes and then also preventing accident, the then Director General of the National Road Safety Authority, Engineer Meobi Yebua, and then the planning director then, who later became the Director General, Engineer Osafa Donting, and I and some few others championed the cause of a dual carriage on that stretch, because then we had crashes which involved 81 injured victims and 14 deaths, which we went in to support them. After that, we've not heard of any serious accident until last 2 years. A car veered off from the other dual carriage into another. That was the first time. This particular one, you can see, is a car maintenance issue because there was a tie burst, which is what we have been talking all this while. The National Road Safety Authority, to the best of my knowledge, rolled out inspectorate direction. They have an inspectorate division at the Road Safety Authority who has inspectors around that before any car would go out, any bus plying that road will go out. Your tires are checked, your brakes, the passengers, everything, even a log that will take all of these people. This is the things that the inspectors were supposed to prevent, and it is happening now. This one is caused by a tie burst. So you can see on a dual carriage, the deaths were less. Imagine if this is not a dual carriage, we would be in trouble by now. But thanks be to God, it means that then we have to step up in checking or inspecting the cars that move.
This is still JoyNews Prime. We are back with more. Hello, welcome back to JoyNews Prime. 6 professors recently promoted to the rank of associate professor have been encouraged to take their publications to an international audience. Speaking at the second pen ceremony of the College of Education at the University of Ghana, General Secretary of the African Research Universities Alliance, Professor John Nkosuohemaa, urged the honorees to mark influence with their pens and make their research resonate beyond Ghana. Mamavi Semaforte has more in this report.
The conference room of the Great Hall at the University of Ghana was filled to capacity as friends, family and faculty gathered to witness the second pen ceremony of the College of Education. 6 professors were honored and promoted to the rank of associate professor, marking a new milestone in their academic journeys. Speaking at the event, General Secretary of the African Universities Research Alliance, Professor John Nkosuohemaa, urged the honorees to stand out and gain global recognition through their research.
You have been promoted to the rank of associate professor. To be promoted to that rank, I presuppose that you are an outstanding scholar. The next stage is becoming internationally acknowledged. And that is what I want you to focus your mind on. When you do that, your expertise shows beyond the boundaries of University of Ghana. You begin to wield influence, and you have the reputation.
The chairman of the occasion, Professor Samuel Ni Adikujo, provost of the College of Education, outlined the responsibilities and expectations that come with their new rank.
We believe that the award scheme will promote academic excellence, encourage research, and stimulate the spirit of innovation in the college. To our awardees, congratulations. Your achievements are commendable. I urge you to continue striving for excellence and avoid complacency. Let these recognition be a stepping stone to even greater accomplishments.
Some of the honorees also shared their academic experiences and aspirations with JoyNews, reflecting on their journey and challenges overcome to reach the stage.
My journey has been good. It's not something that you can say is an easy ride, but with God on our side, we're able to do it. Putting papers together, especially conducting research, is a tedious job, and it is something that you will not just walk over it.
Yeah, it calls for more work to be done, and it means I need to work harder, publish more, and to get to the ultimate, which is a full professorship.
The second pen ceremony not only celebrated academic achievement, but also sets the stage for the next chapter in scholarship and global engagement for these 6 professors. Mamavi Sefakote reporting for JoyNews.
You've probably danced to Black Sherif's Sacrifice, one of the standout songs on his chart-topping Iron Boy album. Now, on Showbiz A to Z's new segment, the Music Lab host Kwame Dadzi and his guest stripped the song down for a technical postmortem. Now, audio engineer Kofi Wachi Ansa, popularly known in the industry as Beatmenens, admitted Black Hole's vocal delivery was great, but he argued that the track lacked an emotional arc that could have given its triumph message more punch.
I think it's very well executed because, I mean, the ethos of what Black Hole stands for is a balance between street credibility and personal ambition, which is very thematic. You know, I mean, the particular song, this song in question, also handles some of these questions of trying to find yourself, challenges, you know, and triumph in the face of adversity, you know. So I think he did a really nice job with, you know, his performance. There was one thing I missed, though. I felt there was an emotional arc I was expecting, like a point where he actually goes beyond. Because at some point there were lots of variations. Don't get me wrong, but it was nearly as if it was repetitive, which is also very important in songwriting because that's how people can latch on to the core idea of what you're trying to say. And at a certain point, I think there's also space for like a lift to let it attain a certain level of transcendence.
So some gear change.
Exactly.
That yes.
Sometimes these things can be done in the production or the approach to the use of specific effects on the.
That's our part company here on JoyNews Prime. I am Pius Kojobakai. Do log on to myjoyonline.com for more stories. Grateful serving you. Do enjoy the rest of your evening.